Welcome to Halloween Hour, almost an hour of spooky and silly Halloween stories for children. Spooky Hour. Written by Tony Mitton and illustrated by Guy Parker Reese. Bong goes the bell in the rickety tower 12 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That means it's spooky hour. Listen, hush. Ooh, what's that sound? The midnight spooks are coming round. Hubble bubble, what's that smell? 11 witches stir their spell. It starts to fizz. They shriek, tee! Then off they zoom on broomsticks. Whee! Out of the darkness, what's this here? 10 funny floaty ghosts appear. Swirling, whirling, singing, woo! Watch out, witches, we're after you! 9 skeletons dance by, clickety-clack. Their snapping teeth go snickety-snack. At the edge of the trees, to-wit, to-woo! 8 spooky owls hoot, we'll come too. Sneaking closer now, what's this? Prowling, yowling, scowling, hiss! Leaping high and creeping low, 7 scary cats with eyes that glow. From deep in the woods comes a rumbling sound as 6 trolls tromp the grumbling ground. And what's that scuttling? Better be wary. 5 big spiders, fat and hairy. Shadows leap as your heart beats quicker. Through the trees comes a sputter and flicker. 4 wizards holding lanterns bright go by in dancing candlelight. Beside the gate to the castle yard, 3 suits of armor stand on guard. A noise comes swirling down the stair. Let's go on up. Oh, do we dare? Cackle, cackle, tee-hee-hee. I wonder who that is. Let's see. Surprise! Standing there with 2 big grins are Mitch and Titch, the witchy twins. And what's this here? Oh me, oh my, it's one gigantic pumpkin pie. The spooks all cry out, yum, 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 and they eat up every single crumb. Then Mitch says, come on, everyone, let's have some scary party fun. They hide away in funny places, then pop out, boo, with spooky faces. They leap and swirl, they howl and shriek as they play at screechy hide and seek. But even spooks can have enough, and in the end, they're out of puff. As the morning sun begins to rise, they start to yawn and rub their eyes. They stretch and scratch their sleepy heads. Then home they go to snuggly beds. The Go to sleep, little creep. Written by David Quinn and illustrated by Ashley Spires. Mommy! One more cuddle. Go to sleep, little creep. The sun is rising. Mummy's beat. We've had a wild and woolly night. Now give Daddy one more bite. Dada. No more stomps, no more sounds, no more burning cities down. Oh, all right, just one more treat. You know, you're cute enough to eat. A little wonder, yes, that's true. A miracle uniquely you. Here's Blanky. You've scrubbed your toes. You've brushed your face. You've won the big pajama race. Just one more cuddle, you and I, and one more nightside lullaby. Whoop, 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 whoop. Now hush, be cozy, just sleep tight. Tomorrow is another night. I'll always love you to the grave, but frankly, dear, it's sleep I crave. Ooh. No, Tiny Terror, have no fear. The horrid things are nowhere near. What matters most this whole night world? Our little boys, our little girls. Keep darkness close, shut out the sun. Hold on to our little ones. So good night, moon. Farewell, night. Guard me and mine throughout the light. Cuddle. Cookie good. Blanky. Ready. The end.
Again.
The end. How to Catch a Monster. Written by Adam Wallace and illustrated by Andy Elkerton. School is done. I'm heading home. It was such an awesome day. I got the role of Ninja Master in this year's school play. So now I'm feeling brave and strong and full of courage too. But if I'm going to be a hero, then there's one thing left to do. See, there's a monster in my closet with claws and teeth and hair, and tonight I'm going to scare him. He lives just right through there. I spot my monster right away. He's practicing his... He almost scares me half to death, but I won't be scared anymore. I reach into my bag of tricks and pull out my first trap. I'll catch my monster right away. It'll be a snap. Okay, he's stronger than I thought, but I'm not finished yet. I'll catch him in my super sticky ninja nabbing net. Ugh, he just escaped again. But my next trap will not miss. I'll give him every trick I've got. He won't get out of this. I stare at him, and he stares back. His monster eyes look sad. I'm sorry, friend, I really am. Oh, please, just don't be mad.
I never meant to scare you. I did it by mistake.
It's hard to play when you're asleep. I want you wide awake.
So then I stop my ninja bot and he pulls the bars apart. I shake his hand and then he smiles and rips a massive fart.
That's how we say hello, my friend. We do it all the time. Just take a whiff. You'll see it smells like strawberries and lime.
And then he takes me to his house, which seems a little weird. He lets me meet his mom and dad. Is this the creature that I feared? We play for hours and have such fun and eat volcano pie. And when he throws me in the air, he throws me really high. Then at last it's time for bed. He helps me brush my teeth, but he squeezes all my toothpaste out. He's strong beyond belief. The night is done, and Mom comes in to tuck me nice and tight. I'm glad I'm feeling safe and sound. It's time to say good night.
Good night.
The end. Good Night, Goon, a petrifying parody, written and illustrated by Michael Rex. In the cold gray tomb, there was a gravestone and a black lagoon and a picture of Martians taking over the moon. And there were 3 little mummies rubbing their tummies. And 2 hairy claws and a set of jaws and a loud screechy bat and a black hat and a skull and a shoe and a pot full of goo and a hairy old werewolf who was hollering, "Boo!" Good night, Toon. Good night, Goon. Good night, Martians taking over the moon. Good night, Bones and the Black Lagoon. Good night, mummies. Good night, tummies. Good night, claws. And good night, jaws. Good night, moans. And good night, groans. Good night, Screechy Bat. And good night, Hat. Good night, Skull. And good night, Shoe. Good night, Creature. Good night, Goo. And good night to the old werewolf, hollering, "Boo!" Good night, you. Get under there. Good night, monsters everywhere. The end. Vampire Truck is toothsome and cruel. He waits for his victims and drinks down their fuel. Up goes the flag, each rig takes his place, ready to rumble in the monster truck race. On a smoking speedway, monster trucks tow, monster trucks rev, monster trucks go! It's a monster mashup, clang, boom, bash, bang, every truck for himself by Piston and Fang. When out of the pit, with a putt and a toot, comes a little blue bus, looking perky and cute. On a smash-em-up speedway, monster trucks sneer Monster trucks snicker. Monster trucks leer. The cackling monsters lick their chops for some lunch. She's a meal on wheels to this frightening bunch. I'm not scared, toots the little blue bus. Hope you monsters are hungry. You'll be eating my dust. Over rugged terrain with a heave and a hoe and a spin of her tires and a ready, set, go! The little blue bus chugs down the track. She buries those monsters and she doesn't look back. On a squealing speedway, monster trucks thrash. Monster trucks thunder. Monster trucks crash. Then up from the rubble, one truck burns a trail. He's mad and he's thirsty and hot on her tail. But the little blue bus has a trick up her hood. She slams on her brakes and locks 'em up good. Vampire truck takes a bounce off the wall. Spun out and sputtering, he rolls to a stall. Can you guess who's in front when the checkered flags fall? The little blue bus. She's got gumption and pluck. But how did she do it? Well, we'll just call it luck. The end. Me and My Dragon, Scared of Halloween. Written and illustrated by David Biedrzycki. Me and my dragon like all the same things. We love birthday parties. We're crazy about parades. Fireworks dazzle us. We enjoy the same stuff, except for trick-or-treating. I love Halloween. Dragon, not so much. He's scared of werewolves. Zombies give him the creeps, and he hides whenever he sees a mummy. Where'd he go? Poor dragon. I explained to him that mummies, zombies, and werewolves aren't real, but he was still scared. I thought that if I made Dragon a costume, he would understand what Halloween is all about. Dad did not like the mummy idea. Robo-Dragon almost had a major malfunction. The werewolf costume looked fantastic, but Dragon couldn't howl. The zombie costume almost scared Dragon to death. Yikes! The tutu was cute. Too bad it was flammable. Yow! I had my costume already. I was going to go as Elvis. But then Dragon stole the show. No way was that going to work. Everyone knows there's only one Elvis.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Dragon was sad because he didn't have a costume. I tried to make him feel better by reading him our favorite book. That gave Dragon an idea. We were ready just in time. We flew off and went from house to house. Everyone loved Dragon's costume. So real. I let Dragon collect the candy. He took forever. Come on already.
Haven't you ever been trick-or-treating before?
Hey, he stole my idea.
We came home with a pile of candy and started counting it all. I put Dragon in charge of guarding it. Now we both love Halloween. The end. Peppa Pig and the Halloween Costume. This book is based on the TV series Peppa Pig, which was created by Neville Astley and Mark Baker. It's almost Halloween. I love trick-or-treating, says Peppa, and jack-o'-lanterns, and I love dressing up. George loves Halloween, too. Peppa is trying to decide what she wants to be. I know, says Peppa. I will be a pirate. I will sail the high seas and hunt for buried treasure. But I'm going to be a pirate, says Danny Dog. I even have an eye patch. Maybe I'll be a clown instead, says Peppa. I will do a juggling act. I'm dressing up as a clown, says Pedro Pony. I have big clown shoes and a funny red nose. Okay, says Peppa. Maybe I will be a nurse. I will make everyone feel better. But Peppa, says Susie Sheep, I am dressing up as a nurse. Peppa frowns. Well, then I'll be a witch with a pointy black hat and a broom. Peppa, says Candy Cat, I already have my costume. Pointy black hat, broom, I'm a witch. George has an idea for Peppa. Dinosaur. Peppa does not want to dress up as a dinosaur. Peppa thinks she'd like to be a brave space traveler. But that idea is taken. She even considers dressing up as a vegetable. Sorry, says Rebecca Rabbit. What can I be for Halloween? Asks Peppa. Maybe a brave cowboy? A happy tiger? A sparkly ballerina? Peppa thinks and thinks. Then she has an idea. I will be a brave, happy, sparkly fairy princess. Peppa likes her wings, crown, and wand, but her costume is not quite perfect. Peppa thinks that maybe there's something missing. That's it! Every fairy princess needs muddy puddle boots. Happy Halloween! The end. Pete the Cat, 5 Little Pumpkins. Written and illustrated by James Dean. 5 little pumpkins. Sitting on a gate, the first one said, "Oh my, it's getting late." The second one said, "There are witches in the air." The third one said, "But we don't care." The fourth one said, "Let's run and run and run." The fifth one said, "I'm ready for some fun." Ooh, went the wind. And out went the lights. And the 5 little pumpkins rolled out of sight. Happy Halloween! The end. There's a monster in your book. Written by Tom Fletcher and illustrated by Greg Abbott. Oh no! There's a monster in your book. Let's try to get him out. Shake the book and turn the page. Nice try. That knocked him over, but he's still in your book. Tickle his feet and turn the page. That didn't work. He's just laughing, and he's still in your book. Try blowing him away. Blow really hard and turn the page. That's better. Now he's far away, but he's still in your book. Tilt the book to the left. Now he's over here, but he's still in your book. Tilt the book to the right. He's hanging on. What a naughty little monster! Give the book a good wiggle. Good. Now he's back over there. But there's still a monster in your book. Try spinning the book always. It's working. He's running away. Make that noise again, but louder. He's gone. There isn't a monster in your book anymore. Now he's in your room. Quickly, call him back. Monster, come back. Look, here he is. He's coming back. Keep calling him. Monster, come here, little monster. Phew. He's back in your book. You don't want a monster loose in your room. This book is probably the best place to keep him. Monster, you can stay here in this book. Pet Monster's head and say, "Good night." Good night, Monster. Shh. Look, he's fast asleep. Gently close the book so he doesn't wake up. The end. There was an old mummy who swallowed a spider. Written by Jennifer Ward and illustrated by Steve Gray. There was an old mummy who swallowed a spider. I don't know why he swallowed the spider. Open wider. There was an old mummy who swallowed a rat. Just like that, down went the rat. He swallowed the rat to chase the spider. I don't know why he swallowed the spider. Open wider. There was an old mummy who swallowed a crow. From beak to toe he swallowed that crow. He swallowed the crow to poke the rat. He swallowed the rat to chase the spider. I don't know why he swallowed the spider. Open wider. There was an old mummy who swallowed a bone. It made him moan to swallow that bone. He swallowed the bone right after the crow. He swallowed the crow to poke the rat. He swallowed the rat to chase the spider. I don't know why he swallowed the spider. Open wider. There was an old mummy who swallowed some brew. His belly grew as he swallowed that brew. He swallowed the brew to splash the bone. He swallowed the bone right after the crow. He swallowed the crow to poke the rat. He swallowed the rat to chase the spider. I don't know why he swallowed the spider. Open wider. There was an old mummy who swallowed a witch. She made him twitch, that cackling witch. He swallowed the witch to stir the brew. He swallowed the brew to splash the bone. He swallowed the bone right after the crow. He swallowed the crow to poke the rat. He swallowed the rat to chase the spider. I don't know why he swallowed the spider. Open wider. There was an old mummy who swallowed a ghost. He loved it most, that spooky ghost. He swallowed the ghost to scare the witch. He swallowed the witch to stir the brew. He swallowed the brew to splash the bone. He swallowed the bone right after the crow. He swallowed the crow to poke the rat. He swallowed the rat to chase the spider. I don't know why he swallowed the spider. Open wider. There was an old mummy. This story is true. You'd better look out, or he'll swallow you too! Boo! The end. Don't feed the pumpkin. Don't feed a ghost an onion. He'll turn white as a sheet. Instead, give him some gummy ghosts when he shouts, trick or treat. Don't feed a witch some tuna. She'll give it to her cat. But if you serve her cauldron soup, she'll let you wear her hat. Don't feed a skeleton sorbet. It chills him to the bone. Instead, find warming chilies he can gobble on his own. And don't feed a pumpkin cheese wheels. She'll roll away from you. Give her treats on Halloween, and she will shout out, boo! The end. 10 Busy Brooms, written by Carol Gerber and illustrated by Michael Fleming. One little witch on a long, speedy broom saw another sweeping webs from a dusty tomb. "Come fly with me," she called. "I've got lots of room." 2 little witches spied a third on the run. Closing behind was a scrawny skeleton. "Jump on now," they shouted. "He's a sneaky one." 3 little witches zipping through the night saw a ghost haunt a witch as she jumped in fright. "Come with us," they hollered, "and grab on tight." 4 little witches heard a 5th cry, "Oh, that big greedy goblin wants my apple brew." "Hop on quick," called the witches. "Bring your brew pot, too." 5 little witches, slurping supper in the sky, saw a mummy snatch another witch's pumpkin pie. "Ride with us," they yelled. "It's safer way up high." 6 little witches watched a werewolf prowl. He leaped toward a 7th and let out a howl. "Oh! Pick me up," she begged. "His breath is really foul." 7 little witches bobbing past a bog saw a sneaky snake slither near a witch and a frog. "Rise and shine," they called. "We'll lift you off that log." 8 little witches saw a big scary bat swoop toward a witch and her tiny white cat. "Raise your broom," they screeched. "We'll lift you with that." 9 little witches felt the broom dropping low. First it wibbled, and then wobbled. Then it fell. Oh no! near a witch eating candy, who said, "Hello." "You look so real," she cried. "Your costumes are sweet." "We are real," they replied, scrambling to their feet. Then 10 little witches took off down the street, giggling together and shouting, "Trick or treat!" The end. Frank was a monster who wanted to dance. Frank Was a Monster Who Wanted to Dance was written and illustrated by Keith Graves. Frank was a monster who wanted to dance.
I know I could boogie if they gave me a chance.
Meow. So he put on his hat and his shoes made in France, and opened a jar and put ants in his pants. He drove to the theater, Yahoo! And jumped on stage. Then he danced like his shoe size instead of his age. Ugh! Which loosened his eyeball, which rolled out the door. And after his arm fell out of his sleeve,
Oops.
the horrified audience started to leave. Yikes! Run!
Oh!
But Frank kept dancing. He said,
What the heck?
and laughed as his head fell off of his neck. He said to himself with a one-eyed glance,
I might be a monster, but man, can I dance.
The end. How to Catch a Witch, written by Alice Walstead and illustrated by Megan Joyce, based on designs by Andy Elkerton. We happily dressed in our costumes with care, getting ready for trick-or-treat night. What we didn't know was who else had a plan for Halloween mischief to give us a fright. The pumpkins were carved and lit from within. As we walked in the crisp autumn air, we started to notice ghosts, ghouls, and goblins popping up over here, there, and everywhere. But there aren't enough kids living in our town to account for this many creatures. Some of these beings just might be real. Take a look at all their weird features. Up very high was a witch in the sky. On her broom she had invites to carry. With a wave of her hand the music began. When dancing, the ghost looked less scary.
Time to floss, bump and boogie.
Free broom bristling, stop here. We figured out that the witch brought the creatures, so we set traps for a Halloween prize. We have to catch her to send all the ghouls back. It won't be easy, 'cause this witch is wise. Beyond catching the witch, there's candy to get. Chocolates and sweets, big and small. If the tricks, treats, and traps all fall in line this spooky night, we might have it all. Whoosh! First prize for busting best moves. She likes spiders, and maybe their webs can help out. The witch could get stuck on the floor. Hang on a second. Wait just a minute. Do we have more kids than before? This witch is clever and brought lots of friends. We need far better traps before this night ends. Zombies, dinos, ghosts, wolves, and more. Monsters everywhere, and one in a pool. We can't catch them all in just one night. Better trap the witch before ghouls rule my school. This is getting serious. We're running out of time. Do witches even stop for roadblocks? Sure hope she falls for a tunnel of tricks. We need to return our dad's toolbox. The witch stops her boogie to come and explore, wondering what tricks are inside. She's wise to the trap and summons some help, sending a bat in first as her guide. We watched the boat to see when to start. She skipped the boat and just used her broom. Makes sense, we guess. Why wouldn't she fly? We had no idea that thing had such zoom. The dance party had hit the finale at last. Each dancing monster started to cheer. There's no doubt about it. We have to admit, this witch threw the party of the year. Then, just when we thought it was over, and all the goblins were here with us forever, the witch opened a portal, and they left in a flash. As party hostess, she's welcome whenever.
Happy Halloween! See you next year!
The end. Eek! Halloween! Written and illustrated by Sandra Boynton. There's a big round moon in a dark, dark sky. The chickens are nervous. Do you know why? It's because strange things are happening. One saw a pumpkin with flickering eyes. One saw a mouse of enormous size. One met a duck with ridiculous feet. One heard a robot intone,
Trick or treat.
They all saw a witch and a wizard too. Yes, the chickens are nervous, so here's what they do. They all hide their eyes. They don't dare to peek. Then someone shouts, "Boo!" and the chickens go, "Eek!"
What's going on here? What does it mean?
Relax, silly chickens. It's Halloween. The end. Does Frankenstein get hungry? Written and illustrated by John Solomine. Sometimes in the dead of night when I find myself awake, my mind will start to wander places that make my stomach ache. As I sit here in the gloom, things begin to crawl and creep. So I ask myself these questions to help me fall asleep. Does Frankenstein get hungry? Would he like a bowl of soup? Bet he'd like the oatmeal munchies I sell for my Camp Scout troop. Does a zombie go to school? I think I have a hunch. Her mother packs her goopy brains in a juicy box for lunch. Are mummies fond of long bike rides just like normal folks? Or do their crusty bandages get tangled in the spokes? Do ghosts have pets like dogs and cats? Maybe a hamster they named Fred? Do they teach them silly tricks like roll over and play dead? Does Dracula have to floss his fangs to clean off sticky plaque when he eats blood sausages with pickles as a snack? Does the boogeyman have boogers? Does he wipe them on his sleeve? I heard the last time he changed his shirt was back on New Year's Eve. Do warty witches with black striped breeches have to clean their rooms? There's no excuse for being messy when you ride around on brooms. Do creepy clowns with basset hounds ever get the blues? I know one thing to cheer them up: a chorus of kazoos. Do giant lizards have little sisters who break their favorite toys? And when it's time to go to sleep, it's noise, noise, noise? Do werewolves have cold noses like all the neighborhood mutts? After howling at the moon, do they sniff each other's butts? Does the thing that lives beneath my bed get lonely under there? Its only friend is a musty, dusty, one-eyed teddy bear. All these questions make the ghoulish appear foolish and the ghostly mostly meek. Being scared is so silly now that monsters seem so weak. I guess my list is finished. It's nearly 3:30. Last question for all monsters. Aren't you the ones who should be scared of me? The end.